Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Sarah Uncut. You are in my guest bedroom in my basement where I record my podcast. I know, I thought it would be fun for you to kind of see, can I tell you the craziest thing? Okay, please understand, I've been traveling for 352 days in a row, so as the keeper o' the house, director o' home operations, I'm losing. I'm totally failing at this job right now. You guys, I was just going to clean up the background here. I'll walk you through these photos in a sec, but there's a microscope in our guest bedroom. Can you help me with this? I just work here. All right, so I have now put away said microphone. I just wanted to show you guys this room really quickly. Today we're going to be talking about excellence in your work. And then I bring you to my guest bedroom. So I want you to know you are standing on, kid you not, right this minute, we are standing on, let me show you. Harry Potter trivia, because you know this is critical to your life's work, right? Beyond Balderdash and Quirkle. See, and then I set my phone right here, and that is actually how I record my podcast. I know, right? Something you always wanted to know. True or false? Probably false. Okay, so over here we have, now when I got married, you guys, I had a studio apartment in the city. It was about the size of this room. It was so tiny. Something I learned from my stepmom was to have a whole bunch of pictures around of all the people that you love. And I love that she did that. And even, I don't know if you've noticed some of the Sarah Uncuts I've shot in LA. If you notice the piano behind me, there are photographs all over that house all the time, everywhere, all the time. Love it. So she taught me that. So behind me, you're going to see these. I want to show you what these are. And then I promise we're going to talk about excellence in your work. All right. So this was my 30th birthday party. How cute is that? I know. Look at the hugs. Do we love this? These are all my close girlfriends. You've probably seen some of them around in some things. This is my dad with my son. Hi, you can see me in the silver there. This is my dad with my son when he was looking at helicopters on Google. It was his favorite thing to do. Please note my father's UCLA shirt. Just saying. This is my good friend, Michelle Wong, whom you've probably seen. She's an incredible YouTube influencer. She does exquisite luxury makeup. This is my good friend Stacy, also at my 30th birthday. And this is my mother-in-law with my son when he was only a couple months old. And then over here, we have one of my favorite books. I like to leave my favorite books for guests. So this is Ken Follett's Fall of Giants, one of my faves. And this is my dad's mother. Isn't that so sweet? Irene was her name. I think she was about 21 in that photo. And then down here, Sharon K. Penman is one of my favorite novelists, favorite. And these are all of her books. This is one of the best books ever. So thanks for putting up with me. Do you notice the corkboard ceilings? That's what makes the sound in here so good. And that is why I record my podcast in here. Yes, you're welcome. All right, so these are the inner workings of the sexiness of it all, right? And apparently we keep microscopes in this room as well. So, you guys, I just want to talk to you briefly today about excellence in your work. This has come up. I have about 3 one-on-one clients right this minute who are looking to hire, right? They're looking to expand their team. So far, they've been really disappointed in the candidates. They've been disappointed in people that they've hired. And then to cap it all off, I got a phone call from one of my closest people, like people, you know, the people that like you get so excited when they call, right? In full disclosure, this wasn't a call. This was a Polo. If you guys don't use Marco Polo, oh my God, I don't know what you're doing, especially if you have family and friends that you love all over the nation and all over the world. Go get Marco Polo. It's awesome. Anyway, so one of my favorite people in the whole world Polo'd me, and she bought a new house 3 months ago, and it has been nothing but a nightmare. Broken pipes, bad plumbing in the shower, bathtub leaking, sewage, no, the raw kind, the gross sewage leaking all over the basement, and cracks in the foundation of the home. So with my beautiful one-on-one clients struggling to find people who show excellence in their work. Hi. People looking to just have a nice life in their homes and not able to, right? This whole like, oh my God, right? What an expansion out of lack of excellence in work. Okay. So let's start with you showing up. Let's say you do want to support somebody else's vision. You're not into entrepreneurship, which is okay. Chances are, if you're watching me, that's not the case, but let's pretend, right? You can still get hired. You might get hired to do sponsorships. You might get hired to influence people on a certain brand. You might get hired to speak somewhere. You might get hired to interview people. You might get hired by somebody to just make what they do better, right? In whatever your area of expertise is. And if you don't show up with excellence, I don't know what the hell you're doing. If you don't show up with the thought of like blowing their minds, I don't know what you're doing. I literally don't know what you're doing. Like, oh my God, what are you doing? Like, help me out here, right? And then I go all the way over to my beautiful loved one sobbing daily because every day there's new damage in her home. Because one, the contractor was an asshole. Sorry. She says that with love, right? And just slapped something together. My husband informed me that in the mortgage industry, they call these shit boxes. And it's a known thing that contractors do. They just slap shit together, make it look really pretty. Sorry, I'm swearing so much, but I'm very angry, right? And then they sell it because it looks pretty and it's for garbage, okay? Then there's also the inspector, the person who let this home be sold in this condition. When you do not show up with excellence in your work, you hurt other people. Let that sink in for a minute. If you're taking money, if you are being paid to do something and you are not showing up in excellence, you need to fix that now. Now. I have another story I want to share. One of my sprint students, love these ladies. They're amazing. You know, they're sprinting towards one goal for one quarter. Love these ladies. If you're interested in joining us for our next sprint, the link is going to be down below. She was talking about how she was sold a program, and the program is so complicated and so hard and so challenging that like you're actually being sold into something more expensive so they can help you with it because it's so complicated. Total BS, right? Awful. That's not excellence in work. That's called scamming people. If you are selling something, if you are being hired for something, show up in excellence. Now, only you know what that means, really. Like, what does it really mean to show up in excellence? It means sometimes you shoot stuff in the basement, right? But I have content to give you. I have quality, important content that can change your life and change the life of everybody you work with if you actually listen. That's showing up with excellence. For you, is it writing the best copy? Is it having the best lighting and the most fancy mic equipment and everything? Might be for you. Is that excellence for you or is that pretty? There's a concept I'm going to start talking about more and more. You're going to hear it. It's called pretty tape. I shared this with a few people this week, and people are like, oh my God, I get it. So when I was younger, right, you got it. My dad lives in LA. We know this now, yeah. But I was raised in Salt Lake City with my mom. And when I would fly to LA to be with my dad, to spend time with him, a lot of times he was a high-powered lawyer. He'd be off running cases. Like he had to go represent people in cases. So he'd be off working. And sometimes I got to stay with the coolest people. Like I got to do art projects. Somebody took me to the zoo once. I don't even remember who that was, but like the most amazing things got to happen while my dad was at work. He had the most interesting friends and they would hang out with me while he was in court. And one day I got to stay with his best friend's wife, whom I'm still really good friends with to this day. I love her. Actually just saw her a couple weeks ago. And she was like 352 months pregnant, you know, like just huge, right? Like so pregnant. And she was the physical therapist for the town football team in Malibu. And I went with her to work that day because my dad was a trial. And she's sitting there wrapping up the guys, like doing all the stuff, right? And I was 8 or 9 at the time. And one of the guys was like wrapping up. And one guy was like, I want you to put it here. I want you to put it here. She goes, no, I'm not doing pretty tape. That's pretty tape. No, you don't need that. I'm not doing pretty tape. And I remember thinking, and now I'm like, something that she just said was important. Like it was one of those moments where I was like, that's important what she just said, right? And so you're going to hear me talking about pretty tape. Stop worrying about pretty tape, right? And that's what I mean by for some people, finding the best light and finding the best mic or finding the best video or writing the best copy or having the most perfect website, that's pretty tape. That's pretty tape. Is it nice? Yeah, sure. When you have the money in your business to make it exquisite, go for it. But in the beginning, or if you're not making the money you need to make, or if you're not showing up with excellence in the quality of the work you're producing, that's pretty tape. And that's a way for you to hide and not deal with the quality of your content, the quality of your service, the quality of your contribution to other people. You know, people hire me all the time. And what do I hear all the time? I just want to help people, Sarah. I just want to help people. And then you buy into these scammy, disgusting marketing tactics that do anything but help people. They'll sell a house and leave people with a shit box, right? You sell a program and then you don't fulfill on what you promised. You get people in a workshop that they've paid you for so that you can sell them into another program because what you presented was so complicated they couldn't possibly follow. That's crappy. Don't do that to people. We need to show up with excellence. And you've got to understand, every time you choose not to, every time you cut a corner, every time you don't do what you said you're going to do, every time you break your integrity, and by integrity, I'm not talking about a moral issue here, right? I'm not talking about right or wrong. I'm talking about whole and complete. I'm talking about showing up the way you said you would. That's what we're talking about. That's integrity. And it's not moral. It's just complete. So I have a challenge for you this week, as I'm about to hop on another plane. My brain's all combobulated. What I'm really clear about for you, if you're watching this video, it's time for you to step up your game. It's time for you to deliver even more. It's time for you to love up on your people even more than you thought you could. It's time to start delivering with excellence. And there's a phrase I've been saying lately that I really love. I'd like you to deliver with excellence with the confidence of a mediocre white man. Just do that. Chances are it's more than what you're showing up with now, which makes me so sad. So we're going to rearrange that. We're not doing that crap anymore. You show up. You show up with all the confidence in the world because you are not out to scam people. You are not out to buy into the white patriarchy BS marketing tactics that everybody's doing. F that noise. Show up as you. Deliver what you're here to deliver. Get your content out there. Kick some assets. Let's go. Stop waiting. Stop looking at the pretty tape. Stop imagining like, oh, well, it's not perfect yet, so I can't do it. What is that? That's not about delivering with excellence. That's about you looking good. We're not in this to look good. God knows. Hello. I don't even know what this is. Anywho, show up with excellence. Deliver the content that people are asking for. Promise the world that you can deliver and then deliver it. I want you guys, if you're watching this video, you're one of my people. And my people show up with excellence. So whatever that looks like for you this week, I want you to push the boundary on what you think is possible. I want you to push the boundary on what you think you are capable of. Because I'll bet you're capable of so much more than you've ever imagined. Go get them. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. See? Imperfect, but I'll always deliver for you. Click the subscribe button. Let's do this thing.